Hey everyone, this is Melvin from CODutility.com, and I want to give you guys another update, catch up with y'all, let you know what I've been up to. There's a ton of things to go over, lots to talk about, so we're going to get right to it. And today we're going to talk about dynamic lights, the fact that they broke, what we did to fix them. This includes lighting and reflection probes being redone from the ground up. Keep in mind we are using a low light compile right now with the new post process and a high pass in that process within our reflection probes, but we're using the low light compile basically until we get things tested, make sure that the settings are what we want. We can run a full compile then. I think it takes something like 4 hours or 3 hours for me. It's pretty long. So the point is, save some time, do it on low until we get the settings right, then we'll spruce it up with one final boom. Okay, so in here we've done a lot of stuff besides just lighting, architectural, aesthetics, details, lots of things to do with visuals basically, and then we'll talk about a little bit of detailing here and there, change outs and stuff, spawning areas, and we'll talk about individualized spawners. With the help of Makes Sense, we've got this working 100% now, so that's really awesome. Thanks, bud. Okay, and after everything's said and done, once we've got all the Call of Duty stuff covered, we'll take a minute to talk about Adventures of DaKoo the Dragon, my very first indie game. I'm proud of it. I've had a couple questions. I can't wait to share it with you guys, and we'll get to those at the end of this video. Okay, so dynamic lights were breaking depending on the angle of the camera. I've tested and tried to figure out exactly what it was. I have one of those lights in the map. I hope I remember to show it to you guys. It's in the tutorial section. They're turning off and on depending on the angle is random. There's nothing, no like rhyme or reason. So after a little bit of time trying to figure out exactly what was causing it, I decided to rip out all the dynamic lights and replace them with custom ones with set call distances. Now the call distances allow you to basically shut the light off, turn it back on when you're within zone of it or whatever, when you're within a certain distance. I'll show you what I mean in a second here. So when you run a no clip here, don't do that unless you're in tools, or running the game from the tools. If you're on a public server or actually logged into the game, you will get kicked for cheating. As you watch the light from this here, you can see come up, it disappears, right? So again, you're not going to be able to see the car when you're that far away, so you're not going to be able to tell that light has disappeared. So setting all those call distances helped a lot. Removing all of the dynamic lights from above and outside of the playable space and replacing those with stock standard lights, that also helped. I mean, once the lights were broken, I figured it was time to finalize the lighting in general. Fix it, finalize it, so I don't have to touch it again. And, you know, I mean, it's been quite a bit of time since the, well, lighting tuts and all that stuff. So, I mean, people pretty much know what's going on. Now time to get the map ready to be played. Okay, so when we did this, we changed the lighting for the SSI. The SSI is now fully customized. All the elements that we're using for this map are fully custom. We've upped the color or made it a little brighter, a little more washed out gray. Still has a hint of blue, brings that cohesion between the sky and the light it casts on the zombies, on our player view model or whatever, and also on the props, as you can see. Still got that nighttime effect, but it's a lot brighter. Hence, we can see a lot more detail in the buildings. I think this is something people were asking before. I think we've got it pretty good. Okay, so with these changes, we also had to readjust everything. Reflection probes have been bumped up from something like 24, 26 to 94. And again, we're using those two new settings. I think things are starting to come along. With these, with reflection probes being, in a sense, more accurately displayed or placed in the map, the lighting is being represented more accurately. So we're able to get quite a bit of improvement without having to worry about light bleeding, as I would call it, like as in a blue light on the opposite side of this bus being shown here because, you know, this whole area is being incorporated as one probe or one area. So when you have a probe, every flat surface you want to meet up with the edge of a probe, right? So anyways, I think I got a tut on that. Okay, so once we change these probes up, this also helped to change the lighting. And again, so we're constantly retweaking and replaying with these lights here. I've gone and dimmed down these street lamps quite a bit. They're bright when you get close to them, but they might need to go down just a little bit more. I'm not sure. I think it's looking pretty good. I think we got a nice balanced color. We're very close to what we were looking at before. And again, all the dynamic lights out there are gone. Dynamic lights above here, the trees, those are all non-dynamic now. Just regular lights using the caustic light profile, or a profile like the caustic water downstairs. I think this one is apartment. Okay, so let's go turn on the lights so we can go through here real quick. Get through as much of this as we can, then we'll go through zone to zone, because most of the changes really be explained in the first zone. Lighting from here and the first zone has all been toned down, as I just mentioned, I guess. And you can see Al's Barbershop. Keep in mind we have 12 at least a dozen more signs to do, and we have a dozen shop fronts to rework. So this map will start to look a lot better once we do the front of shops. You can't really see, like right there, you see that? Right? It's ridiculous. Once we get that filled in, make it look good, we'll blank out the glass, so you don't even have to see inside of it, but the sign on top of it will really make the area pop, you know? And we'll play with the lights in here, because I think they're a little too yellow now. They're supposed to be fire lights. Just standard lights are in there, just to bring up some nuance. No, just to, again, just give it a little more fire effect. We probably can use lights like we used in the trees inside of the buildings. Give it that fire is going on inside of the room look. Okay, so besides those, I think we're doing okay. We have done, like I said, the barber chair. I need to do one of those. We cut a hole in for the doorway so the zombies have someplace to come from. Same thing goes here in this shop. We'll cut a kitchen doorway over here at an angle where you can barely see the kitchen, and that way you can make it look like there's a lot of shit back there, a lot of room, lots of zombies to come out of there. And again, this is for a tut. This will be a tut. 12 store signs around this map will really make it pop. They'll look something like this, but different kinds, different styles. This is a placeholder. Keep that in mind. The name is going to stay, but we'll make the sign look pretty. Okay, so we're going to zone 2 here. You can see in this area, there's still, I mean, hold on, zone 1 first. Cobblestone's replaced. I don't know if I mentioned that. I think I might have. I can't remember. Anyway, so lots of little tiny details. We added water puddles, you know, and you'll see that again coming into here. Some water puddles on the edge of the roads. I'm just trying to give it a little more detail. We added these mounds, you know, just like zone 3. Also did a detailed normal map for the meteor. Tried it without the emissive lighting. Doesn't look as good, so we went back to the emissive lighting. That's going to stay. The emissive lighting from this meteor did not get altered, but all of these lights got changed. Let me know what you guys think of this area. You like it with all the fire on one side of the wall? I added smoke to the fire as well. You can see that. Little trails because I wanted to keep it as cost effective as possible. Anyways, enough looking at the smoke. Okay, so when we get into this zone here, you can see these lights here have not been altered, but the other ones have been. I don't know, I kind of wanted to leave them pop a little bit, you know, so they're a little bit over bright. I think they kind of help the area a bit. Again, once we decorate these panels and we have ivy coming down off of them, they'll look like little flower pots outside of a window. Maybe change these windows up to match the windows down here. Not sure yet. But we definitely have to do something because I don't think they necessarily... Like, this area looks a little too square and boxy, as you can see. We have to do some edging stones, shit like that. Just little tiny things. Okay, so in here, we're going to extend the bar over to this side, I think. Fill in this gap or empty space. We'll still leave these barrels here. And we'll just get rid of the blank wall. Take that sign there, where I just shot the skull off. We'll probably move that sign maybe out here. I don't know. Maybe somewhere. I don't know. This bridge, I'm going to leave it there because I like it. So that's the second. There's two things from the giant in here. This bridge and the furnace downstairs. But I like it. It reminds me of all the pain in the ass things I was trying to get it to work. So, yeah, we'll keep it. We'll go down here and we'll look into this room here. You can see a lot of change in here is basically to do with atmospheric stuff. We've changed the lighting entirely. Really, really dimmed down the lighting in here because it's a basement. It's got to be gloomy. It's got to be dismal and wet, damp, you know, grimy, slimy kind of. I mean, the water down here is contaminated, but it still obviously is pushing moisture into the air. Definitely see some algae on things, so we've got that going on here. We've got some grime happening. We haven't done all the walls yet, but we will get to put some projection decals here and there. Live it up or live it up a little bit. All these spawners are now working, as you can see. Haven't detailed any of the spawning areas in this space. This will be the pathway to the bar. So you'll see it comes down here, and then there'll be a staircase in here, something like that. It might even roll out and around and then go into it and square off. I'm not sure, but we will make it look like it comes from this space here. I want this space here to look like it's like big, so we'll probably bring it up in here, maybe even bring it up this way. But that being said, I think that will explain enough for that spawning space. These spawning spaces, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with them, but we'll figure it out. This one here is a little more developed. As you can see here, got some supports and stuff. I think it looks okay. Leave that one as is. And in here, we've reworked this whole space. I went and ripped out the skull mounts in this area alone and got rid of all the dynamic lights. This is the first place I tried to fix the issue. And as you can see, we replaced the dynamics with flicker profiles, and again, like the apartment profile upstairs, but this time, instead of it being a cylinder, it's a cone. And we set it up to make it look more like a campfire. You can see, look at the rocks, or the, I don't know what you call them. Bricks. Make it simple. Brick. Okay, so, yeah, start doing a few more mounds, blocking off spaces so you can't go through here, because I didn't want to change the architecture, and you would get jammed up in here a little bit, so I just filled it with junk. And then, as you can see here, we cleaned up these so you can walk through without a problem. I don't want people getting caught up. That's a big issue when it comes to these kind of levels and maps. Okay, let's go downstairs here. Take a look here. Oh, keep in mind this stone here is used 3 different times. It's got 3 different materials. One is a stock brown. This is a custom. And then there's a custom reddish one in the broken up floor room, or whatever, the water room we'll call it. Okay, so also retextured these stairs here. They've got cobblestone. Try to match them up to this, make them look pretty. Lined up the cobblestones all the way around so they now bend and turn on the rounded out parts. That's good. We have one space I haven't finished yet, and that's this one here. So I will round this out. This one's a bit of a pain in the ass, so I'm going to basically retexture it. Okay, in here I'm going to show you guys that light I was talking about. If you come here onto this side, you can see there, it's kind of turning off and on. All right, so depending, that was happening on all the dynamic lights in this space. Mine's maybe 1 or 2. So again, I tried everything I could think of to fix it. You can see from this here, you can see the flicker light on the rim there, and that you cannot see on this one. Well, that light is basically this light. I tried everything. Trust me, I played with it, and eventually I realized I had to rip out all the lighting, all the reflection probes, and just start it again, because it was not something I could nail down to 1 or 2 lights. Again, as you can see, it's still happening really with this light here, which is a stock one, I think. So yeah, I'm not sure exactly what the cause was, but we'll leave it at that. In this space here, you should see in a minute zombie spawners that spawn out of the water. This is the individualized spawners. You see them in here, and you'll see them in the next zone over there. That's another thing. You can see the call. That brightens up. Who's going to pull back to the wall and purposely aim there, you know? And as you get into the space and get closer, it lights up properly. Again, gives that, I don't know, it gives it a little more atmosphere when it kind of dims out as you get away from it. But it will not go, you know, dim when you're even close to it. Obviously, it's bright there. Anyway, so you can see these zombies here are spawning out of the water, and zombies that are waterlogged only will only spawn out of the water areas. And dry zombies, or they could be Nazis or civilians or whatever, those will only spawn out of the dry areas. This is fully controllable now. We can control each individualized spawner, and we can have multiple zombies spawning in one zone, as you see here. We've got water zombies here, we've got dry zombies there. So again, to help make sense, we spent about an hour and a half refining the script he already had, and making it work perfectly for this map. It was really awesome, man. He's had a blast doing it, so thanks for that. A lot of fun. Okay, with this already going, I think we can explain or expect this is a tutorial section. These columns are going the way of the dodo, and we're going to open up a doorway over here. Now this doorway will be open there, and you can go right through and come through here. Okay, so in here you can see we've got some stones rounded out. Now, these are the same stones I mentioned earlier, and that's a stock one. So again, just using a different material depending on where it is in the world space, because of the material setup, it changes the texture just enough to make it look like it's a new version. Again, a lot of variance in the same model. It's a brilliant setup. Okay, so when you come through here, you can see we've removed all of the columns. The columns are gone, and we now have these archway pieces, and the archway pieces are loosely pasted with rocks. Now, do you guys like the loose setup, or do you guys like them a little tighter, like over here? I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do. I want to look like the space is kind of falling apart and breaking. But again, maybe not so much on the roof, I don't know. We definitely have some effects to go in here. We have very little like cobwebs or dust. There's no water coming from the roof. We'll definitely do some of that stuff that you see in the area over here. Again, in this area here, you can see roots. Now you see dust and water falling down. There's a lot of more, well, not a lot, but a lot more organic material, which breaks up the eye, you know, and it also makes it look a lot more natural. But whether it's accurate or not, I mean, it's a video game. It can't be perfect, right? We've got ivy down here too. I mean, it's dead ivy, but I mean, come on, this is a cave. Anyways, okay, so you can see we're slipping little things here and there to make it fit. We started continuing this breakout here. That was the first breakout I did when I first started the map, like, well, back in the alpha. And then, you know, I just started continuing the breakout. We got the wall started. Haven't got too much into it, but this wall, obviously, these textures, they will match this here texture and this texture here, as you can see there. We edged with model, so we didn't have to have any hardline geometry, and just left spaces for skulls to, you know, to pick skulls and skeletons, you know. Lots of little nooks and crannies. Want a little more vista. Helps to add some, you know, in a place that's basically a box. So once we have all these cutout spaces, we can see more water zombies spawning in the water. Well, let's get that gun real quick. We'll blow some stuff up. Once we get more of these spaces, this will look less boxy, and we'll start to come you know, look like a space that's been collapsed, or like basically abandoned, forgotten, and just, you know, falling in on itself. And you know, let me slow down. Well, I hope that, or at least what will help with the look of that, is when you start putting in these cobblestone chunks. As you can see here, we got one here. This is to remind me, you need to put some chunks kind of falling through on the floor, you know, laid with cobblestone on the top. So this will work as a, you know, placeholder, but we'll make them out of BSP, simple enough. And then we'll just put them on the floor, kind of like you have this chunk here. We'll take another chunk like this, drop it down on the ground. We'll see it, you know, kind of covered by water. And then that will add a little nuance. We'll also put some stuff coming out of these mounds, so it looks a little more three-dimensional. I think we'll be pretty good. Okay, so we definitely need to go pack-a-punch some action here. We're going to go down to the pack-a-punch. Hopefully I can pack-a-punch an empty gun and give it ammo. Ah, come on. There we go. Yes. Okay, let's do it one more time. Okay, so with this area here, there's not that many changes, but there's a some. We started doing the effects before everything went to crap. As you can see, didn't get even refined. Then we got a lot of long strips of effects, but we got the splash marks to line them up, or lined up with them. So I think it's working pretty good. There's a little fire there. It's not really that noticeable. So we'll maybe move that to here somewhere. But again, we got to decorate the map. As you can see, we got a cardboard, rope pile, and a piece of metal there. That's it. In this corner here, we've got nothing much. Maybe a few bottles that can be broken. We've got to do a lot of that stuff, and we should have more of these bricks that have come through this breakout here. As you can see, more of these bricks should be all over the ground and around here. So we'll get to that as well. But we got the texture laid in. Just have to actually finish putting the bricks in. These areas, there's some coal. There's the coal room right there. Kind of working, but the zombie spawning out of it. Any zombie on the floor in here will be, at least the spawners will be removed. Haven't gotten to it yet. I have clipped these walls, so that's something. Counts, right? And then we're going to detail these stairs. These stairs need grime, and we have to shift textures. As you can see, they're pretty much repetitive all the way to the top. So we want to shift them a bit here and there. Up, down, left, right, like horizontally and vertically. We don't want to stretch them, we just want to shift them so they don't look the same. Yeah, it's pretty easy to do. You know, I think it's like shift and right mouse or something, I can't remember. But you can also do it with the surface inspector. Okay, so the stairs, obviously, all doorways except for zone 1 to 2 and 2 to 3 will be replaced. We've got clipping in here now, but it's not finalized. We started putting some grime around the building, just make it look a little more lived in. We'll do some projection decking, might replace these pillars, not sure yet. But when it comes to this space here, most important thing is the sign on the outside, I think, making that look pretty. In here, it's definitely playable, it's definitely functional, it's not perfect or great. Once we get the door fixed and we fix up this molding around the door here, just little nuances, maybe some grime on these container spaces, it will look a lot better. Again, it's the little tiny things that help. So in here you can see this, like, the little water stains in the ground, you know, just mud, everything really. Like these mud puddles, these help. Signs will really pull this together, I can't stress that enough, so I can't wait to show you guys what it looks like once all the signs are done. I'm working on this as fast as I can to get this done as quick as possible. Lots of things and you know, just regular life is popping up. So DaKoo is finally finished in the playable spaces. So I think, yeah, let me just say this. Thanks for checking out the video. For those of you that are not too keen on anything but Call of Duty, you know, subscribe, hit the like button. We'll be doing lots more Call of Duty stuff. I'll be doing a video of the drill eventually, Radtown, and Tangled, because Tangled is only 20 hours in. Radtown, I've done a lot of, well, not a lot, but a decent amount of work in there. It's the last time I showed you. It's been a long time since I showed you. I am considering making it a zombie map. Not sure. I haven't really, you know, when I first started, it was a multiplayer map. I'm not sure what people are playing. I've been building stuff so much so that I haven't had a chance to really play any custom stuff. I still want to go through Meadows, for hell's sake, you know. Meadows was one of the maps I was looking for the most because it was the first jungly outdoor map I saw. Yeah, I definitely want to check out a bunch of different things. I just haven't had time yet. So, anyways, enough of me crying in my cornflakes about that. I will. I promise I will get more stuff done faster than I have in the last couple weeks. Anyways, let's get to DaKoo. I finished DaKoo the Dragon. I have a bunch of questions. What is it? What makes it cool? You know, what makes it original or unique? And then what's happening with it? So, what is it? Well, you can see in the trailer in this channel, or at the top of my Twitter homepage, or Twitter feed, whatever, you'll see a trailer for Adventures of DaKoo the Dragon. It's my very first platformer indie game. It's a 2D hand-drawn art style game. Things you won't find in the trailer is that it has 100 levels, and that it's based heavily on randomization, which is really cool if you ask me. The fact that you can randomize stuff, I don't know where my gun went. I dropped my gun? Let's get another thing. Okay, so the fact that it's based on randomization makes it really highly replayable. The game, I don't know, I think it's just a lot of fun, really. When it comes down to the game itself, it's kind of an homage to Rayman, Mario, Sonic, all the games I've loved, you know, but it's heavily focused for the PC. Again, you won't see that in the trailer, but it is heavily focused on the PC. Basically designed to play around the keyboard or the Xbox One, Xbox 360 gamepad. You can work with any gamepad. Again, it will be coming out for PC, for Windows, let's see, Windows, Steam, Linux. I'm trying to think what else. Then we're also going to do Xbox One and Nintendo. And Nintendo is an interesting one. I can get into another video if people want to know about that. But yeah, I think that's it for now. I do plan to do versions for the Android. We have several games that are specifically designed for the Android free-to-play style games. We haven't released them yet. I want to get all this stuff out at the same time, kind of make a slam, kind of like just smash out DaKoo into the world. But anyways, that's another story for another day. We'll get to that after. What's happening with it? It's coming as fast as I can make it happen. Again, the playable parts are done. Menus are done. If you've been added perpetual fireball mode and a perpetual life mode or option for players. So depending on the skill level, you can play the difficult version, or you can play the not so difficult version, or the really not so difficult version. Again, it's set up so players can control what they're playing. Okay, and again, randomization, all that stuff. Lots of fun. There's lots of things you can do. Check out the trailer, then we'll explain it to you. If you have any questions, please post comments, feedback. We'd love to hear it. Again, put comments down in the section below. And I think that will cover Adventure DaKoo the Dragon, at least for now. Okay, there's a bunch of things that have happened, a little bit of news I've got. I will get to that in the next video, because this is getting long some. This is 21 minutes already. In the next video, sometime in the next maybe week or so, I'll fill you in with what's going on besides game stuff, maybe. Or maybe I won't. I don't know. What do you guys want to see in this channel? Leave down below in the comments. Maybe just more consistency? That would help, eh? Okay, anyways, I'll say thanks so much for checking it out. We're going to leave it there. Till next time, with much love from Canada. Peace.